Wow. Well, hello. I feel like it's been so long since I've made any type of YouTube video. This is absolutely crazy. I can't even lie to you. Back in my childhood glory days now. But anywho, yeah, so my name is Deborah, and I figured that I should explore YouTube as something to do, because I remember when I used to watch YouTube videos when I was younger, and I remember when there was really a sense of community, a sense of just chillness. People were giving their thoughts or opinion. It was just a chill old time. There wasn't a lot of advertising, sponsorships, hidden agendas, and so I'm just gonna use this as my space to share my thoughts, because turns out I have no friends. So yeah, so I'm gonna talk about a lot of different things. Probably a few different things, because I do have to go work out, but I'm gonna talk about a few different things. But I think we can do this a little bit more consistently and see where I go with it, because really, why not? Why not? But really, because I need to really practice my storytelling and my public speaking skills, even though I'm not speaking to the public, I'm just speaking to a camera. But anywho, yeah, so hello. I think the first thing that I want to touch upon today is something relating to entrepreneurship and entrepreneurship journeys and all of that. And I'll share a little bit about myself. I feel like I've always been interested in the world of startups and entrepreneurship, and just being able to create a novel idea, problem solving, all of that, and just figuring out a product that would solve some type of problem. And so I've always been really interested in that. But I feel like the more I go and I grow and I age and all of that, I wonder if I'm actually made to be an entrepreneur. I don't know. You know, something that I heard was, if you didn't start something by the time you're 18, then chances are, you know, entrepreneurship is not in your blood. And I'm just looking at my background, and you know, yeah, that's me. I haven't done a lot. I feel like I've helped startups, I've helped other people, but I haven't really done something by myself. And you know what the reason for that is? It's because I get stuck. And I blame it on my ADHD. I feel like I have so many different interests, so many different things that I like to do, so many ideas. I literally have a different idea every day that seems like it has a lot of potential, but it's so hard to be focused. It's so hard to stick to an idea. It's so hard to stick to a particular interest and just grow it. I think that's where I struggle with the most, one. But then two, I feel like there's this sense of like, damn, I have this really cool idea, but you know what? There's like 1,000 other people who are doing it too. Like, what does that leave me? Like, they've already started like 10 years ago. Where on earth does that leave me? It doesn't leave me anywhere, if I'm being honest. But I feel like that's not necessarily the right mindset to have. And I'll probably talk about this maybe in a different video for itself, but you know, sometimes I wonder, there's like 1,000 different candy bars, there's like 1,001 different like clothing companies, there's like 1,001 different chairs, there's so many like repeat products, if that makes sense. There's so many people who are competing within the same space, yet they're still taking a part of the pie. And so I feel like it's something that really needs to stick into my brain, that yeah, I don't have to be fearful about the fact that there's competition, because even in these perfect competition markets, even in these markets where there's so many people doing the same thing, they're still making some type of profit. I hope. Sorry, it's noisy in the background, so I hope you got to hear me. And so I feel like I need some type of encouragement like that, where it's and I say that as I'm like talking about it, it's like I know it, but I need someone to tell me these things that I already know, because it's hard to continue moving forward when it feels like someone else is already doing what you want to do, which felt novel, but someone else is doing it and they have the resources and everything to get there. And so I'm really just trying to figure out, one, where do I provide value? Where can I provide value? And like, what's that one thing that I can really like move with, that I can really move forward with? Like, I have a bunch of great ideas, but at the end of the day, ideas don't mean much without execution. And this year I really wanted it to be my year where I get something off the ground. And so let me speak it into existence. But this is gonna have to be the year I do that, because I'm tired of being broke. Which gets me to my second point. Like, I've heard it And I've heard it, and I knew, those people have talked about it, and they've talked about it, and they've talked about it, but like, working is ghetto. Working is ghetto. Like, it's really just dawning on me, like, I'm pimping myself out over here. Like, for what? I don't know what it is, but I feel like I haven't had the best experience in terms of projects. And I'll tell you why this is a bit disappointing, because I always imagined since I was very young that I would do a career that I absolutely love. I do like to work, I do love to feel creative, and I do want to be productive and provide value. And so that's something that I've always aspired to be able to do. You know, I've always dreamed of going into an office, dressing up, being the best of the best. And maybe reality is setting in that I don't like those things. I don't like to work. But I feel like a part of that is also just not finding something where I feel fulfilled and where I feel like I'm providing value. And that's hard because, as those with ADHD know, it's hard to be able to do certain tasks or do certain things without understanding the reason behind it, or without seeing the bigger picture or the purpose. And I feel like a lot of companies don't optimize for that, if I'm being honest. I feel like you get thrown on things, and because you're constantly moving, it's hard to see, like, why am I doing the things I'm doing, and is this really, I don't know, bringing me to the place that I want to be. But yeah, and so I feel like right now I'm really at that place where I'm like, what do I want to do? Because I went into a field, it's not working out. I'm gonna let you know that. I want to let you know that it's not working out the way I would have loved and hoped. And now I'm trying to figure out, like, what's my next move? But I'm at a weird place because, yeah, like, either I don't have the experiences for maybe the job I want, I don't have the know-how, I don't have the portfolio, or I really just can't find anything that seems interesting and engaging. And I know some people are like, you know, job is a job, it's a job, it's a job, it's something that pays the bills. But really, I need a little bit more fulfillment than that. I can't even lie to you, because I'm I'm halfway towards, you know, I don't know, robbing a car and like living in a car for the rest of my life. I don't know. I'm just joking. We don't tolerate all of that over here. But yeah, I'm like still just trying to figure it out. And I feel like it's hard, especially if you have immigrant parents, or if you have parents from limited resources, or parents who haven't been where you've been before. I think one of the biggest things that I've noticed with my life is that it's like the blind leading the blind. I don't have anyone I can necessarily look up to, or anyone that can necessarily give me guidance. Both of my parents aren't familiar with the work atmosphere here, and both of them are also nurses, right? And so it's a little different than what Deborah is doing in corporate America. It's a little bit different, and I feel like because of that, but then also having a limited social circle, I don't know what I don't know, if that makes sense. And I feel like I don't know how to get to where I want to be to a certain degree. Like, I do know, but I also like don't know, if that makes sense. But anywho, there's that. So let me not rant too much. On the same topic 3 of just not knowing what the heck I want to do, I realized that when it comes to like social media, and I'm going to speak about TikTok in a second, but when it comes to a lot of social media, I feel like it really just isn't optimized for, once again, people with ADHD. And now the reason I think that is, right now, you know, I was like, let me get into TikTok, which is so funny because low-key, if you met me like 3 years ago, I was like, TikTok, what? Like, I didn't download TikTok to this year because I was like, privacy concerns, I'm not trying to download, blah, 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 blah. But you know how it goes. You know how it goes. And so I've downloaded it, and I was like, let me get into that content creation bag because the way this job is looking. No, but I wanted to try it, and I like creativity, and I feel like I've always dabbled with like making videos here and there, but you know, I wanted to just experience it and see it for myself. But I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of hard. I feel like I'm in a weird space where, one, I don't got the face to get famous off of just being pretty. I don't have the personality. I'm not that funny. Like, you know, I'm not that like knowledgeable about a specific niche, and so it's me trying to figure out, like, damn, where do I provide value? And I feel like that's honestly the story of my life at this point. As I'm trying to look for new jobs, as I'm trying to figure out my next path, where do I provide value? But I feel like the difficulty, once again, just also comes with, what is my focus, right? What is my expertise? I feel like I like so many different things. Like, I could do a little bit of travel content, but not too much, because I'm not a hardcore travel person. I'm gonna do like artsy stuff, you know, I'm trying to learn how to sew, but then at the same time, like, do you know how much time it takes to sew a little something? A lot. You know, I want to do a little bit of commentary, but I don't want my whole life to be based off of commentary. Like, it's just so hard to figure out, like, what is it that I want to do? Like, I love health and fitness as well. Like, food videos can be cool, but there's nothing that I'm so passionate about that I could just make a bunch of videos just on that. And now the difficulty comes because, based on how the algorithm is, if you're all over the place, you're gonna fail. You're gonna fail. You are going to fail. They will not push your stuff out, and you know, people will be like, what the heck are you doing? It's something different every time. And maybe the followers you gain for one style of content will unfollow you when they start seeing another style. And obviously, at the end of the day, I mean, I'm not here to get famous, but it's still a bigger thing, because it still goes back to that concept of, damn, so many interests, so many ideas, so many things. What's the main direction? Like, what's the main path? So yeah, I'm hoping I figure that out. I'm hoping I figure that out surely, slowly but surely, within the next year, because I really feel like there's a lot in store for me. Like, I really feel like I know I'm meant to be great. I can't say the same for the rest of it. No, I'm just kidding. We're all meant to be great. No, but I feel like there's something there. Like, I'm meant to do something cool and dope and creative and exciting. But I just don't know what yet, and I just don't know how I'm gonna get there or when I'm gonna get there. But yeah, I know I'm not alone with this. I know this was a big old rant, but I definitely know I'm not alone. I know there's other people who are like that, and so I think I want to share a little bit, you know, more of these candid talks as I share my experience, because low-key, when you see me on the cover of #1 Billionaires one day, you'll come back to this video. And hopefully that's the same story for you. But yeah, thank you for watching. If you stayed all the way here, like and subscribe or do whatever you want. I don't care. But I hope y'all have a great rest of your week. And yeah, I think the biggest takeaway is, it's okay if you don't have it all together. It definitely is okay. But don't feel discouraged, because you're not alone. And when it comes to entrepreneurship stuff, you know, at the end of the day, there's so many fishes within the sea, but that's not gonna stop you from not getting eaten. I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah, bye.